Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to day 2 of GamerFest 2026. Coming to you live from the Red Bull stage here in the RDS. We have ourselves 2 crowned champions for the Collegiate Esports Series. The League of Legends and Valorant completed yesterday. DCU and UCD doing battle. Today, SETU, TCD are going to be competing in Rocket League. My name is Jonathan Sandbag Howell. Joining me for a little bit of continuity, Mr. Kurt. How are we doing today?
I'm fantastic. I'm feeling really good. I loved being on the stage yesterday, and I'm so happy to be here with you today for this morning because I'm so excited to see some Rocket League come on in.
Absolutely. Yesterday we had League, we had Valorant. Anything sticking out to you for the people who weren't able to make it there?
I mean, we saw such 2 very different series there. You know, we saw DCU have such a dominant display in Valorant throughout, and then we had a back and forth series for UCD to win it out in League of Legends. So we had such a good array of them, and I'm excited to see what today is going to bring in terms of that, in terms of Rocket League, in terms of Counter-Strike, which I will be commentating later on.
Exactly. The very last that we'll see of you up here, going to be able to get behind the curtain for Counter-Strike. But first, Rocket League. This is going to be a best of 7 SETU TCD. We're going to be throwing this over to the casters. Gibby, Captain Pudding, take it away, guys.
How you doing? Good to be here at the RDS for the Irish Esports Collegiate National Finals. I'm of course Gib, joined by Pudding. Do you want to give us a little bit of a rundown as to the 2 teams we are seeing this today?
Yeah, so the grand finals here, we've got SETU versus Trinity, 2 powerhouses in Rocket League with some very good players on both. On the side of SETU, we have Tomster, Panda, and Shallow, 3 extremely strong players who've been dominant for years in this collegiate scene and are looking to take another win, but this time on the LAN stage, Gib. And then on the other side, we have Trinity, who we often see facing against SETU in these big matches, in these finals, consisting of Nuss, Waffle, and Jamingo. So 2 very strong sides, and it'll certainly be a good match. But I guess we'll start off, Gib, with maybe a little bit of a prediction here.
It's a best of 7, of course. I feel like it's going to possibly be a 4-2 to SETU, potentially. Now, SETU, of course, being the top dogs, the favorites to win, but there is chance for TCD to, have a little bit of an upset. It's not unheard of for SETU to lose.
Yeah, we've seen a range of results this season and in previous seasons between SETU and Trinity. We've had some really one-sided games from SETU, but then some really close series as well. So I guess it really just comes down to who turns up on the day, whether SETU are game for it just to get this over and done with, because they have the capabilities to win this series very quickly. But Trinity, at the same time, strong players in their own right, and they'll always put up a good fight versus SETU. So I think for me, I'm also probably going to lean towards a 4 game for SETU, but I'll give Trinity 3 games. I think we're going to go to a game 7 here on the LAN stage. We'll get maybe a little bit of nerves from the SETU side, although these 3 players are really experienced on LAN, so it's hard to say that, but one can be hopeful. I say we're going to have a really good series here, Gib. But yeah, both of these teams having a really dominant season. SETU, I don't think they dropped a game in the spring side, so it'll be definitely hard to take them down, but looks like we're getting ready to go here, but SETU, we're going to have to get off on the front foot starting off. Of course, we got to thank our partner Red Bull for collaborating with us on this tournament. These finals are presented to you by Red Bull.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting one, that's for sure. SETU, TCD, the last time they faced each other, SETU had that 1 game advantage from coming through the upper bracket. And, going to be interesting to see what TCD can do from a level playing field off the rip. And, they have been known to take games off of SETU in the past. I think last time they played, there was an overtime goal scored to give them a game. So going to be interesting to see, can they replicate that for themselves, or is SETU just going to, take the ball and run home with it?
Yeah, and we got to mention as well, Trinity had a really intense semi-final as well to get here. They went to, I think it was a really close game 5 versus TUD, who Trinity had the better of for much of the season, but when it came to that semi-final, obviously the pressure's on, but they were able to get over the line, so they are good under these pressure circumstances. But yeah, I think Trinity, really the only team they lost to throughout the season was SETU, so yeah, a real real detailed history between these two teams, as it looks like the players are ready to go here for game one.
Yeah, just everybody joined up into the lobby there. 5 minutes on the clock. Who is going to take this game one for themselves in this best of 7? Tom going to pick up that boost from the corner, go for a 50 against Jamingo. Works out in his favor, but Nuss managing to get a touch to the ball. Panda on the ball now, trying to play it past his man. Doesn't quite get it past Waffle, but Tom going to be picking that ball up for himself. Nuss getting it over Panda as far as Shallow. Shallow picking up possession in that midfield area. Goes for the reset, manages to keep it up. Tom going to go in for a shot and in behind the TCD player. A 1-0 quick off the bat for SETU.
Yeah, that's a lovely play from Shallow. He gets that flip reset, the pass over to Tom, who didn't have much boost on him, to be fair, but it was enough to beat Jamingo in the back as an early 1-0 lead for SETU. That'll certainly settle any nerves, if there were any to start off with, as they'll definitely be looking to push for more, get 2, 3, 4 goals early on. That would really set the tone for this series as Tom bangs 1-4, but Jamingo equal to it, taps it to the side for Waffle, who is on a bit of low boost here. However, Jamingo might get a clear away, but that's a bit of a weak one. Leaves Nuss in a bit of an awkward scenario. Shallow going for that sidewall touch, but Waffle there. The pass back to Jamingo. Now Jamingo has a little bit of space. What can he do here? Goes for the reset. Face under one, but the defender equal to it. Tom, though, awkwardly popping it up. Just does take a little bit of a while to get used to maybe being on LAN, getting rid of the nerves, and getting used to the computers. So game one might start off a little bit slow here, but I'm sure as time goes on, we're going to see these players get a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, both these teams had enough time to warm up in free play before starting this morning, but it's when you get into that game that the nerves start to kick in properly. Jamingo managing to pick up possession, get the counter attack going for himself, but Shallow going to shut it out quickly, use that jump to get himself back down to the ground quicker. Nuss picking it up, trying to leave it for Waffle. Waffle getting good clearance out to the side of SETU's net. A good shot in from Jamingo, a little bit high. Nuss gonna get the touch to it, but Panda not too troubled by it. Picking up possession for himself. Waffle going in for the 50. Shallow back to Panda, and Tom taking a shot, but Panda going in for the second and cleared by the TCD player into the corner. Nuss on the ball now. Bring it up to SETU side of the pitch. It was looking dangerous, but Tom not too phased by that one. Gonna get the clearance out of his own corner. Back to Shallow, who's passing it back to Tom, who's bringing it back upfield, and Nuss waiting patiently on the back wall for that touch. Bringing it down into the corner, but Panda there to intercept in the corner. Trying to play it out to a teammate to get the shot off. Tom in with it, and Jamingo and Nuss trying to get the clearance, trying to get that ball away from the danger zone. Tom bringing it back towards TCD side of the pitch. Nuss bringing it up, just Shallow to beat, and managed not to get him in the end.
Yeah, it's a really back and forth affair here in game one as Nuss goes for the shot, but Panda equal to it. We've had a few opportunities here for Trinity to try and tie this game up, and SETU not sealing this game yet. 2 minutes left. There's plenty of time for Trinity to get a goal here as Waffle puts it high again. Can Nuss get the shot off? He does. Trinity equalized in this game number one. It's a good hit off the back wall by Waffle. He turns on just a little boost, but he recognizes the defense. Look at all three SETU players on 0 boost. They're not able to get up for that shot, and Nuss slots it away, and we're at a tied game now, Gabe.
Yeah, 2 minutes and 12 seconds still left on the clock in this game one. Still anybody's game as Shallow picking that out of the corner, bringing it down into the midfield, potentially getting it over Waffle. Yes, he does, but Nuss waiting for that ball to drop, managed to get a touch to it, but Panda coming in strong. Back to Tom, it goes for a shot, and just a shy wide as Nuss clears that out to the corner. Back into the midfield now, gets it past his teammate, but not past Panda. Jamingo tries to go for the sidewall, but Tom intercepts it, send it back down to TCD's corner. Waffle not quite able to connect with the ball, and in it goes. He's not going to be happy with that one.
Yeah, certainly not, especially when they've done so well to tie the game up. He just misreads that bounce. He actually had maybe a bit more time than he's expecting, but not reading that one, unfortunately, and Nuss just not in a position to save him there, as now SETU regain their 1-goal lead. But we know how Rocket League is, Give a minute and a half, anything can happen. We could see 5 more goals here, if even. So we'll have to see who can get the next goal. SETU, I'd say, will be looking to push forward a little bit more, because a one goal deficit here isn't really ideal, but Nuss popping it up in the air. He gets a hit off the corner, but not able to get back to it. Now Domingo challenging Shallow. He's on low boost, but now we see Tomster passing out over to Panda. Panda might try and get a double into the middle here for his teammate, but not able to wrap around it as Waffle is able to clear. But we see the boost is a little bit low on the side of Trinity here as ball goes back in the middle and Panda puts it towards the net. Can he center it for his teammate? Tom is waiting and he's there, but it's a great save from Waffle as the ball is cleared for just for a moment, but the SETU pressure is on and it's a goal from Panda. SETU, when they get that ball off the front foot, when they have the pressure, they're so hard to stop, especially when the boost is low. And the pass to Panda there is just perfect. And that is the 2-goal lead, Gib.
Yeah, SETU, you're going to be happy with that little bit of a wiggle room in the scoreline. 2 goals up now, and TCD trailing at the moment. But, you know, still 50 seconds left on the clock. Anything can happen. Waffle trying to clear that out to the midfield, but Tom going to intercept. Can he get a shot off? No, he can't. The TCD player going to get in the way of that. Now Panda taking possession, back to the wall it goes, into the corner, trying to pass it out for a teammate, but Nuss going to intercept that, send it back down to SETU's side, and nobody was there, but Shallow managed to get back in time to get a touch to it, over to Panda it goes now, and trying to bring it all the way down, manages to do it, slots it home for a 4-1 lead for SETU now.
Yeah, Trinity really just sending it there. They needed to try and get a goal fast, and yeah, it's just a counter-attack from SETU. It was waiting to happen. If Trinity didn't score, the ball was very likely to just go over their defense there. And SETU capitalized now. 3 goals in 30 seconds is a real tough task, especially against a team of SETU's caliber. They'll just look to fight, to pick down the clock now as Shallow tries to get over to Tom, who does get a touch on it, but leaves it for Panda. There's just not enough time here for Trinity to really do much, but even a consolation goal would be nice. Waffle, again, trying to push up to make something happen here. As he gets a pass off in the middle, it's a fake from Shallow as he absolutely sends the defender. It's another goal for SETU, and it's a 5-1 game 1, a really dominant performance here as Shallow fakes out Waffle and flicks it over the remaining defenders. And I think that's all said and done for game 1, Gib.
Yeah, SETU, they're going to be happy with that. Shallow's going to be enjoying getting a fake off on that line for himself, but it's going to be another goal for SETU. 6-1, a pretty dominant performance there in that game 1. They're going to be happy with that. It's going to boost the confidence on land, and TCD really need to be pulling up their socks a little bit to score more goals on such a strong team.
Yeah, Trinity on the kickoff there, just trying to do a little bit of a strategy to maybe get a goal, but at this point the score doesn't really matter. The game's over. It's just a matter of seeing what can be done differently in game 2 as SETU are your winners of game 1. 6-1, a very dominant scoreline, and they'll certainly be looking to carry that forward into the next games as we've seen some close series between these teams, so I'm sure Panda, Shallow and Tomster will be looking to try and get a dominant game 2, a dominant game 3, and a dominant game 4, maybe to try and take this 4-0, Gib.
Yeah, SETU, they're going to be wanting to bring this home quickly for themselves and maybe get back home for the, before rush hour kicks in. But yeah, SETU really in the driver's seat for that game 1. TCD need to start thinking of strategies of how to get around such a great attacking prowess and get that counter-attacking motion in play. They're going to be having those discussions here while we wait for this game 2 to get underway. But how are you feeling about your predictions after that game 1?
Yeah, it's going to take a big turnaround from Trinity, I'd say, in the next game or 2 to try and get the 3 games that I was talking about. But these are 3 good players. They're like Nuss and Waffle, they've played together a lot. They've played a lot of tournaments together, a lot of LANs together. So they'll certainly be looking to try and get something going here. I think really the issue there was just the pressure from SETU. Once they got forward, once they just got 1 or 2 goals back to back, it was really hard to stop them. And we'll have to see how Trinity approach this game 2.
Yeah, SETU kind of known for that attacking force, not really letting their opponents out of their own side of the pitch once they get into that position of just attack, and they slowly break down that defensive wall and manage to get everything through at that point. But Panda now trying to play it out of the corner. Jamingo goes in for the 50, kind of a slow ball there. Shallow trying to pick up possession, and now a free ball for Tom to take a shot. Shallow trying to knock it in, and it's on the line, and Panda's just going to make sure that one goes in. 4 minutes and 29 seconds still left on the clock, but SETU once again in the lead.
SETU in the lead again early as Shallow, he recognizes the defense are awkward and he just flies across the screen there and passes that perfectly down the middle for Panda to finish. And yeah, that's the early lead that SETU are looking for. I feel like when the lead is with them, they're so hard to beat, especially when it becomes 2 goals. But Trinity, we saw come back with a goal after SETU got their first in the last game, so they'll certainly be looking to try and push forward quickly as the bump attempt comes in from Domingo. At Waffle now. You know, he has great mechanics from watching him this season. Tries to go up and make something happen there, but not on this occasion as Nuss comes in with a full tank. He tries to slot that into the left side of the goal, but a save as he goes again onto the ceiling, trying to get a pass down, but no, Waffle forced to wait. Has to back off as Domingo gets the beat, but no one's there for the shot as Shallow able to clear the danger for now. This is looking better going forward from Trinity. It's just, can they sustain this pressure? It's so hard whenever the defensive players are coming out from SETU because they'll pass it to each other to get out of danger. And Tom now on a breakaway, but he has no boost. He's just going to force it to 50, but it's a perfect one as Shallow misses an open net. Oh no, that's not what you want to see from SETU and a player of Shallow caliber, but it happens to the best of us. Now there's a touch from Domingo as he beats one. Again though, the boost is not really high. Waffle's trying to get over for a shot, but the boost again low. Nuss comes in, slots under one, the bump comes in. This is getting really chaotic here. A much more hectic game too as both teams scrambling to defend.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit scrappy on both sides here. Just trying to get something into the back of the net, trying to open up that scoreline or close it in the case of TCD, but Waffle now passing it to Jamingo. Jamingo just Tom to beat, but not going to be beaten in that scenario. Tom still on the ball, takes it into the corner. Waffle waiting patiently for that touch. Can he get it over Shallow? Yes, he does, but Panda to beat now. Manages to get it over Panda in a tricky situation, but Shallow coming in clutch. Nuss trying to keep the ball up for Jamingo. Jamingo getting a touch to it. Waffle trying to turn back, but no boost to his name really, and doesn't quite able to connect with the ball. Nuss managing to keep the clearance out. Panda gets the reset, goes for the double, but not quite able to get that goal in. Waffle aim with a shot, and it's going to go into the back of the net for TCD, the equalizer they have been hunting for throughout this game. With 2 minutes and 28 seconds left on the clock, it's looking like a repeat of game 1 so far, but can TCD manage to get a goal for themselves to bring themselves up?
Yeah, only time will tell, but they've equalized there with half of the game gone, so maybe with there being a bit less time in the game, they might have a bit more of a chance to score again as Tom does miss on that occasion. But Trinity definitely looking better in this game. They've been a lot faster, they've been controlling their boost a lot more, and you're certainly seeing it in the amount of shots and attacks that they're getting, but all it takes is a mechanical play from all these SETU players and your lead is gone as Tom looking to make that happen. He tries to go for the reset and he gets it, but not able to use it. The boost he has is now Panda going up, trying to make something happen with a hit off the back wall as he tries to double it, but defense equal to defense holding strong from Trinity so far. The counter potentially coming in. Nuss 50s it with Tom is now Domingo. Low boost, he's trying to pass it over to Nuss, who gets a really nice shot. Can the defense save it? A double commit from Tom and Shallow does. That's a fantastic play from Trinity, but the SETU defense holding strong as the potential shot comes in as Tom misses, but the attacker can't get anything on it. Is now Jamingo trying to get another goal for Trinity here. They're on the front foot. They have been the more dominant team this game. Give a goal here with 1.5 minutes left could certainly be good for them, and it could lead to a potential 1-1 scoreline here as now Nuss trying to hit it off the wall. Doesn't quite get anything on it though as Tom is trying to make something happen here. Shallow just trying to clear the defense. Oh, that is not a good touch from Waffle, but his teammates are there. Oh, we're having a much more intense game here, Giv, aren't we?
Yeah, that was an unlucky touch from Waffle, but his teammate managed to get the clearance in the end. Jamingo now playing it into the midfield, can't get it past Panda. A good 50 coming out from him. Nuss trying to get the clearance, but Tom, or Shallow, apologies, sending it over to Tom. Tom getting a touch to it. Waffle getting the clearance back into the midfield, but Panda picking up possession now. One-on-one. Gets it past Nuss, and Jamingo able to get a touch to it. It's kept out, but not for long. Tom gonna secure a lead for SETU with 41 seconds left on the clock. Panda managing to get him as far as Jamingo. Jamingo getting a great save, but Tom just there in the nick of time to secure that lead for them. They're going to be happy with that, and TCD are going to need to pull something out of the bag to get another goal to equalize.
Yeah, 40 seconds left. It's not the time you want to be conceding, but just a good job done by SETU there, although even with a fantastic save by Jamingo, they weren't able to hold out. As now it's another fantastic save coming through by Nuss. Trinity are clawing these balls out of the net at the moment, but you see the boost actually might go over Tom, but he's equal to it. Luckily, that could have been an equalizer. Is now only 15 seconds left. SETU will look to just take this ball up in the air and kill as much time as they can. 10 seconds, Shallow. Puts it over to Waffle. Waffle in these situations can be dangerous. We might see one of the SETU players going up to meet him here. It's Panda. And he gets the hit down. Can Nuss get anything off the wall? He does, but look how fast Tom is up for that. And it's game 2 over. SETU, although not as dominant as game 1, are able to take this second game. And they're halfway to getting their hands on that title.
Yeah, they're going to be happy with that. TCD, they came close. They had that moment of they were just attack, and there were so many opportunities. They just couldn't quite get them through SETU's defense, and SETU coming out the better of the two teams in that game. But another game coming up for you shortly. Going to be interesting to see. TCD, whatever they had that conversation between game 1 and game 2, it seemed to be working for them. They just need to keep, on it and keeping that pressure going. But going to be interesting to see, will SETU kind of switch up their tactics a little bit more? We've seen them before where they kind of speed up the game and then they slow it down to kind of catch their opponents off guard. It's going to be interesting to see how they move forward into this game 3. But like you said, 2 games away from taking this home for themselves.
Yeah, with Rocket League having much shorter games, we're in a best of 7 here, so we're only 2 games into a potential 7 if Trinity are able to pull it back here, but SETU will be looking to try and put the nail in the coffin and finish this 4-0. They want a dominant win. They want to assert themselves as the champions of the Collegiate Series here as game number 3 is getting underway, but yeah, with players of SETU's caliber, I mean, we've seen these 3 players doing so well in the top level of Rocket League, making RLCS Day 3 and main events, so they're really tough players to stop, and they've been playing together for so long now as well. I think this is I think it's their 3rd year playing together, so it's really hard to beat players like that, isn't it, Gib?
Yeah, especially when you have that chemistry between teammates. But Waffle going to open up the scoreline for Trinity. The first time in this series they are in the lead. And gonna be happy with that one. I'm pretty sure when the cameras were on the players, I saw some smiles. So, they're not taking the 2-game loss to heart too much. A little bit of wind in their sails now as Waffle gets a touch, but Panda gonna beat him to that second one. And in it goes for a very early equalizer here from SETU. A little bit of a panic on the backline from TCD there. Nobody really there to stop that going in. Jamingo trying to chase that ball down, but wasn't going to get to it in time. 1-1 now.
Yeah, we've had a much quicker start to this game, haven't we? Give 2 goals in 16 seconds as both Trinity and SETU getting theirs off of slight defensive mistakes, but you know what? There's plenty more Rocket League to be played here. As Tom now trying to take it up, but Waffle passes that back to Nuss. We've seen this a good few times from Trinity now. They are willing to pass it back to each other, even if it's going at their own net, just to try and give themselves a bit of a better hit of the ball. Is now Nuss forced to take this on low boost. SETU doing a good job to boost starve the side of Trinity here. As that shot might come in, defense luckily back though. Save is made by Jamingo, as now Waffle with the mechanics he has tries to get something going. Nuss trying to slot that behind Panda, but Panda sees it early, is able to take it up for himself. But a bit of a misflip here. It was Panda looking a bit dicey here so far in this game 3, but we call him Landa for a reason. Again, he's usually ice cold on these lands as goes off the bar there in Shallow, trying to get the ball back in the center, but Nuss equal to the danger as now he has a little bit of boost here and 1v1 against Panda. Can he get it going? It's actually an own goal from Tom. Oh no, it bounces off the post. A let off there for Tomster as what was potentially going to be a disastrous own goal off the post, and SETU have been saved for now as we're still equal at 1-1.
Yeah, SETU looked a little bit dicey there, but not punished for it. Panda trying to get that boost out of the corner, but Waffle in there to meet him. Shallow getting a touch off the back wall, back to Tom, sending it back into that corner. Waffle trying to take it past Tom, but Tom getting the better of the 50. Looked like an opportunity there for Nuss, but not quite in. And Panda now on the ball. Nuss to meet him, a good 50 coming out, but back towards TCD's side of the pitch now. Shallow taking a touch, trying to get it past one. Can't manage to get it past Jamingo, but Claire there too. Oh, Tom with a beautiful shot. Not quite in, and Shallow there for the second, and saved on the line by Waffle. Nuss trying to pinch it out of the corner, but back to Panda it goes, coming off the ceiling. Can he get something through? Gets the second touch, but not any goal on Now Nuss trying to take it into the corner. Trying to play it for a teammate, but Shallow going to cut that play out, send it back into his corner, sends it down for Panda, but it's a TCD player getting a touch to it. Tom, beautiful 50, back down to Shallow it goes, and Nuss, can he get to that ball? Yes, he can, but doesn't get a second touch. Jamingo going to go in for the strike. Can he get the pass down to Waffle? Waffle picking up possession, trying to play it into the box for a player on his team, but Tom going to get the clearance all the way back down to TCD's side of the pitch. 2 minutes and 16 seconds left on the clock. SETU looking dangerous in this position, but Waffle gonna clear that out to Nuss in the corner. Tom gonna intercept, and in it goes for SETU. 2-1 to them now, and they are back firmly in the driver's seat.
They are, and it was looking like a dominant game from Trinity at the start, and then all it took was that shot on the Trinity net. Nuss made a fantastic save, but after that, the pressure was just on them, and unfortunately, it was only a matter of time before it cracked. As now Nuss trying to make something happen here as Waffle has a little bit of time. He tried to pass off to Jamingo, but Tomster, that's the experience. He cuts that out incredibly quickly, seeing that super early, but the ideas are really good from Trinity here. They're putting a lot of pressure on the SETU side, and they don't look comfortable defending Gibb, as now Waffle looking to take another touch. He does pass it off middle, but you can see Jamingo is going to be forced to maybe just hit that off the wall to his teammate, but Tom up early again. SETU will be looking to try and keep us in the Trinity half for as much of this minute and 35 seconds as they can. It's now Jamingo trying to clear it forward to Nuss. As Nuss does get a touch, Jamingo though gets bumped. Can Nuss try and get a pass up in the middle? He does, but Panda back just on time. They're getting these opportunities, Skip, but nothing's falling for them at the moment, and time's ticking down.
Yeah, they need to get something on the board. A Shallow slots it home. Top bins for SETU. 3-1 now. Trinity trailing by 2 goals. Nuss just not able to get a touch to that, keeping it out of their net, and in it went. Unfortunate on that one, but SETU now firmly in the lead. They've got that cushion, they've got that wiggle room, they can play around, they can get those passing plays a little bit more, as Waffle's trying to get something quick off the counter-attack. Shallow trying to pitch it out of the corner or get the corner read, but nothing comes of it. Nuss getting put under pressure from the SETU side. Tom up to meet that ball and down to Jamingo, but Shallow gets a great 50 back into the midfield. Tom chasing down that ball, leaves it for Panda. Jamingo trying to get a touch to it. Nuss gets a good touch, but back to Tom it goes. He's going to take it off the wall, gets it past one. Can he get it past the second? No, Jamingo there to pick up possession for himself. Tries to get it over under Shallow, but Shallow getting a touch to it. Back to Tom it goes, in a dangerous position, goes for the double, and oh, beautiful save from Waffle, and Shallow went in for the shot, but nothing came of it. Back out to the midfield it goes, and TCD's defense just not looking to let anything else through.
Yeah, what a save there by Waffle. I mean, some of the saves Trinity have had in these games have been outstanding, but when you're facing so many of them, it's hard just to keep those 1 or 2 out, and that's been the difference this game. They've made some fantastic saves, but again, SETU just have had a lot of chances, and they've been able to take 3 of them, and it's all they have needed for this game. Trinity not able to get more than a goal here, with that goal being early on, but even at that, they were looking really good, Gib, and yeah, SETU just stepping up a gear, and they were able to just take this game relatively comfortably by the end of it.
Yeah, just managing to run away. You know, Trinity had that very early goal there, managed to get it out the gate, and then SETU with a beautiful, very quick off the bat equalizer, and just seemed to be the case of Trinity. They had so many opportunities, they just couldn't get anything through, and SETU were, you know, going to make sure that they kept themselves in this 3 games now to their name, and going to be interesting to see, can Trinity pull off a reverse sweep? We are in reverse sweep territory now.
We are, but it's so rare that we see reverse sweeps, especially in best of 7s. It's a long road to take 4 games versus the reigning champions here, so Trinity are definitely going to have to step it up. They're going to have to get something going. I mean, we've seen they have the capability in these last couple of games. Like, game 1 didn't go very well for them, but game 2 and 3, they looked way better. It's just enough chances, and SETU are able to take the win. It's just Trinity just need to put those shots away. They need to be getting more goals. I think we've only seen 1 goal from them in each game, so I think we're going to see 2, 3, potentially more if they're going to try and beat the SETU team, because even with some outstanding saves, they've not been able to stop the goals from flooding in.
Yeah, another 5 minutes on the clock. This could be the decider game to give SETU the title, but TCD definitely not going to be wanting to make their lives any easier in doing so. Tom trying to bring that down into the midfield, but Nuss in with an intercept. Panda getting it past Waffle. Waffle trying to get a touch to it, but Jamingo flying in, managed to get the beat on his man. Waffle in with a shot, but Tom not going to be too phased by that attempt on goal. Taking it off the sidewall, gets a pass to Nuss. Jamingo trying to get a touch to it, and in it. Ooh, in it goes. That
Yeah.
look.
What a goal. I mean, Panda with the skim, I actually think that came off of the Trinity defender and just goes right towards that net, and SETU get an early goal. I mean, it's a great play for Panda even to just come across and try and skim that into the net, but maybe a little bit of misfortune on the Trinity side or good fortune on the SETU side is now they're going to want to try and get some more early goals. We've seen they've got that 1-0 lead a couple of times, and then Trinity have been able to fire back with one of their own. So I think if SETU can get a 2 or 3 goal lead, then the title will certainly be looking like theirs. As Panda has an open shot, but he puts it wide. That's very uncharacteristic of him. And now Trinity, if you're them, you can't let that sort of opportunity slip. When SETU are missing opportunities like that, you need to try and pounce and make something happen by yourself with Panda. Make it up for there. He gets it back. It's Shallow. Goes for the shot. He almost places that into the top corners. SETU, you can tell they're really starting to feel themselves now with these mechanical plays. They're playing together. The passes. Jamingo tries to go for the sidewall. He actually gets a 50 into the middle, but no one could predict that as Shallow able to get back. Goes for a reset. Actually gets a touch in the middle as now Tom forced to take the ball all the way to his back wall, and he has a little bit of boost, but not enough to really make much happen as he's forced to try and pop it over the defender as he does so, and Shallow equal to it is now Nuss passing it off to the left side. Panda though, you can see SETU want to try and cut out Trinity before they can even get forward. As the ball bounces in the middle here, Jamingo gets a little pop forward, but yeah, you're seeing SETU are just really trying to cut across and just stop anything that Trinity can get going.
Yeah, SETU just trying to shut down the counter-attacking motions before they even come into fruition, and just kind of boost starving TCD that little bit, just managing to keep them low boost so they're not able to get anything going for themselves.
Yeah, and Shallow getting another goal for SETU, and it's a 2-0 lead. Yeah, just Panda coming down, bumping the defender, and now with 3 minutes left, Trinity are going to need to not only come back in this game 4, but even if they do, there's 3 games after that to try and come back as well. And it's just looking more unlikely by the second. But honestly, we've seen stranger things in Rocket League. I think anyone who's maybe seen some Rocket League series here or there on Twitch or even in Collegiate, we've seen some mad sprees of goals happening in the span of a minute. So really not saying it's over until it's over here, Gib, are we?
Yeah, and there is another beautiful goal from Shallow, just slotting it in, managing to get that second touch to it. Just under the defender it went. Tom trying to read it. Waffle chasing it down valiantly, but not enough to connect with it. 3-0 to SETU now, and if SETU continue down this road that they've been the way they've been playing, it's looking more and more likely that they are going to be taking this home for themselves. As Panda reading that ball, getting the interception, Shallow passing it down to a teammate. Panda picking it up with a very low boost to his name. Jamingo going in for the 50, managing to work out in his favor. Can he get a touch off that pass from Waffle? Managed to get the reset, but not quite able to get it further than the SETU boys. Shallow now on the ball, tries to get a pass, Nuss manages to do so, and it's a dangerous ball, but Waffle managing to get the clearance. Panda gets a touch to it, back to Nuss it goes in that midfield area. Tom getting the clearance back to TCD's side of the pitch. Waffle getting a touch to it, can he get a pass? Panda gets a pass, Tom though. Panda managing to pick up possession, caught that ball nicely, and now potential here for TCD to make something of themselves, but Tom gonna shut that down quickly and send it down to Panda in TCD's corner.
But SETU are so hard to beat whenever they have a lead like this, and it's showing they're just completely shutting out Trinity in this game, not even giving them that goal that we've been able to see. But now Jamingo trying to make something happen, but it's just not going their way. Is now Waffle and low boost, just forced to touch it off to the side. Tom trying to pass it down to Shallow, and Nuss maybe trying to get a little quick beat on Shallow there, but the experience of Shallow on the defense is able to shut that one out as Jamingo now. There's no boost. We've seen that's been a bit of a pattern in this series. Give just a low boost for Trinity.
Yeah, SETU making sure to pick up all those full boosts before Trinity players can get to it. There's Waffle trying to play it into the box to get a shot off from a teammate. Nuss looked like he was going to get something in, but SETU player managing to keep it out for the time being. Nuss back to Tom now. Waffle, good beat on him, but no boost to his name. Can he get the pass out to the box? Shallow going to intercept and bring it back down into the midfield. Gets it past one. Nuss on the back line, gets a touch to it, but in the corner, still in the danger zone, managing to get it out, but back to Shallow it goes. The countdown is on. We saw the 30-second alert, and there it is. Panda now trying to get it back.
20 seconds left. We are going to get a goal from Trinity, though. Jamingo, can it happen, Gib? We've got 15 seconds left. SETU just hitting it off the wall there, and they've maybe let Trinity in. They've opened that door a little bit, but I think Trinity are going to have to kick that door down if they're going to try and get 2 more goals here. Is now with 15 seconds left. All SETU need to do is control this kickoff, and they're so used to dealing with situations like this. As now 10 seconds left. Ball goes up from Panda. It's looking like it's going to be game over here as Trinity not able to find any more goals. All it's going to take is for the ball to touch the ground, but SETU are looking for 1 more goal as the ball might go down here, and it does. SETU are your 2025-26 Rocket League National Champions. Everyone give it up for SETU. They've came through 8 weeks of competition, and they've taken the win here on the LAN stage at GamerFest. Wow.
Yeah, they're going to be happy with that. And TCD put in a good performance, but it just wasn't enough today to get past SETU. They had them on the ropes a couple of times there. It was getting a little bit scrappy in SETU's corners when TCD were able to kind of put that pressure on them, but SETU just showing that experience and showing, they are the better team in this situation with that, being able to intercept those balls, making sure the counterattack never even became a reality when that was the case.
Yeah, we saw a night and day difference in performance between even game 3 and game 4 SETU, where they were just not willing to let Trinity in at all, and even though they got a goal at the end, it was just completely dominant. And yeah, deserved winners. They went unbeaten throughout the regular season. They came into this match and they showed their experience. They showed the skill level and caliber of play that they are at, and it's hard to beat them. And I mean, I think they might have another year in them, so we might be back here next year looking at another SETU win, but commiserations to Trinity, but I'm sure they'll be very glad to have got here to be able to play on this stage, and they can be proud of the performance they put up. Scoreline not necessarily reflecting how close a couple of those games were, so yeah, certainly congratulations to them.
Yeah, I think Trinity need to give themselves a pat on the back to, reassure themselves, we got this far, we managed to play on main stage with GamerFest, apologies, and they're going to be excited about potentially coming back for next year for another season.
Yeah, it's very exciting times here in Rocket League, but we're going to throw it over the stage now. Once again, thanks everyone for watching this match. We're going to pass to the host, and thanks to Red Bull for partnering on this match. So we're going to pass it over now.
Thank you, casters. I am here with the once again triumphant Tom representing the SETU boys. Give a round of applause for your national champions. Familiar grounds, it feels like. A trio who's been played together for upwards of 3 years now. Walk me through what it's like to work as such a well-oiled machine.
I suppose, you don't really have to prepare for things. We've already played so much together, so many experiences together, and it's not our first time playing on a stage as well. So, I mean, that definitely helped us today.
And the other thing is, what's the difference between playing on your setups and adjusting to LAN setups, LAN conditions, hearing the crowd on goals, hearing the oohs of the near misses? Do you hear that in the headset, or is it just wired in?
Well, you actually can't hear anything with those headsets, but no, I definitely think it's more fun kind of playing on a stage and kind of in front of people, because you really get to show kind of in person how good you actually can be, and it's just more fun than kind of just sitting in the room playing, definitely for sure, because you don't get these opportunities every so often.
Yeah, different energy for sure. And commiserations to the TCD boys. We will be handing out your Red Bull Marketeers to be able to give out your prizes. So welcome to the stage, you guys. TCD, commiserations. You guys are going to be able to get your prizes here. Round of applause, making it all the way to finals for TCD. Ready to take our media for their photos of the losers' second place? Yeah. Photos? Center of the. And one more time for SETU, champions of the 2026 season. Accept your prize. You gonna take your photos? Good stuff.